right. Hey, you and I talk every day.
Yes.
But this is an opportunity for us to let the community know what's going on. I know what you're working on. I know you're working on the 5 C's, and that is the crime plan that we are executing on every day. But today we're going to have an opportunity to just talk about the state of crime in our city. And so, just starting off, how do you feel about the trends and how things are going?
Well, we're not where we want to be, but our officers are dedicated. They're out there working, and the struggle can be unending sometimes, but we have seen significant success in the last several, and consistent success. The latter part of last year, we started seeing the decreases based on our plan, and then this year we have really started seeing in every precinct we have reductions in crime, and that's the first time we've seen that in few years for all precincts to be down.
Yeah, that's a lot of hard work that your team is doing.
A lot of hard work.
One of the programs that you all recently launched over the past few months that I think has been very successful is Operation Code Zero.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Code Zero.
Well, Code Zero fits within the framework of the 5 C's, suppressing crime, disrupting criminal enterprises. And we know that there are active individuals committing violent crime in the city, but that approach incorporates like community policing through environmental design. It's not just about arresting and suppression. It's about addressing, different environmental issues like code enforcement and blight and businesses that have problems that, come into our office through our citizens about loitering and drug sales. So Code Zero really just encompasses, a number of different problem areas that not just the police department addresses, but also other departments. So we're really, really pleased to know that the excitement about Code Zero isn't just with the Memphis Police Department. It's with code enforcement, it's with the fire department, it's with Parks and Recreation, it's with Public Works, and we're all working together to just really have more of a holistic approach to crime.
Yeah, I'm really proud of MPD and all of the city staff that are participating in these focused efforts to reduce crime in the precincts where the data is showing that it's necessary. And so over the past week, you all did a special, more focused version of Code Zero, and it was something that took months.
It did.
And it was called Operation All Off Boyd.
Off Boyd.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Those individuals that live in that corridor really felt like they were in bondage, that they couldn't really freely enjoy their neighborhood. And so our officers, investigators, along with some of our federal partners, they had been working on how to build these cases. And I mean, these were serious cases because, as you can see, these individuals had, some high-powered weapons. They had, various types of drugs that were being sold in that area. And we plan to keep our eyes on them. We arrested, 12 individuals from that operation. And it took a long time to really build a solid case.
Right.
Our folks are motivated. They love doing the work. They love seeing the results. They enjoy hearing community members say thank you. And they felt like that was a very successful operation. And some of the operations that we're working on have been underway for some time.
Right.
So we have, many more in the hopper, many more leads, and a lot of our leads come from our community members. So when you see something, say something, our community members want to be a part. Our neighborhoods, they want to be a part of what solutions look like because they want to live in peace. It's at a point where they're feeling enough is enough, and so are we. So we plan to continue to look at different areas that are experiencing, whether it's drugs, other types of high crimes, whether it's robberies and business corridors, and conduct those kind of investigations that not just take the case through the state criminal justice process, but also through the federal process as well.
You and I both have seen data that demonstrates that the crime overall is dropping, that the levels of crime this year are lower than the levels of crime last year. But I think we both know people aren't feeling it. People don't feel that way. So what do you think is the cause between this discrepancy between the data and how people feel?
Well, I think we need to work on how we communicate that data and really help people to understand the context of the data. And it doesn't mean that crime, it's all over when we say we're down in crime. It means that we still have, individuals that are out there committing crimes, but sometimes it takes, the sentiment to catch up with the data. Right. And people still fear, and they still feel like it's not time for us to just keep our doors unlocked or ride around without paying attention. I don't advise that for anybody, to tell you the truth. But at the same time, we're starting to get to a different place where if we continue to communicate our progress and stay in the neighborhoods and help our community members realize that we need them to help us drive crime down, we're hoping that they're going to start seeing it, and not just seeing it from the numbers, but seeing it in our actions. Mm-hmm. And making them feel like, well, there are not as many, cars being stolen in my neighborhood. There's not as many cars being broken into in my business parking lots. So it does take a minute for that sentiment to catch up with the data.
Right. And so what tools do you feel like you need in order to help address the crime situation, to help our officers be able to be even more effective than they already are?
Well, I really believe, this administration and the city has been very generous with the whole topic and support for public safety. And public safety is on the forefront of everybody's mind right now. But public safety isn't just about the Memphis Police Department. We'd be fooling ourselves if we said that there's a magic wand and MPD could just wipe away crime in our city. So all of our partners have to be working together. And I think we've done really well by bringing people to the table and talking about what are the missing elements? Where are the gaps? Is it data sharing? Is it having more interventions and preventive, measures in our neighborhoods? Is it, different systems? How's our court system working with us? How is, the juvenile courts working with us? And how do we close those gaps so that our young people aren't falling through the cracks?
How can cameras assist you, and what can the public do to support those efforts?
Well, we're really excited about the camera network. A city as big as Memphis, 340 square miles. That's a huge footprint. We're 3 times the size of Atlanta. We're twice the size of Detroit. People don't realize that the geographical footprint is huge here. It's difficult for our officers to cover that much territory and have eyes on every corner, every neighborhood. So cameras are a force multiplier. Mm-hmm. They give us the ability to put one officer viewing a camera on 10 different locations. And so we hope that we can continue to register cameras, especially individuals, residents that have Ring cameras. We don't want access to your cameras. We just want to know that you have a Ring camera so that if an incident were to occur in your neighborhood, we could look at that list to say, oh, we have an individual that has a camera registered in this location, and that camera could potentially have very, very important intelligence information that would give us a lead to whoever committed the crime.
Right. Mm-hmm. So can we talk about staffing levels? How do you feel about the future of the force?
I feel good. We have been really consistent with recruiting. We beefed up our recruiting, and it's even more aggressive right now. We have approximately 1,940 officers that are active right now. And then we have somewhere around 65 or so that are at the academy. So our sworn numbers are a little over 2,000. So feeling good about recruitment, getting a diverse group of young, interested folks in criminal justice.
Yeah, I really enjoyed being at the graduation the other night, and it was just incredible to see all of the bright talent. I mean, I remember there was a gentleman that came from the Secret Service. That's now with our men and women in blue. And
young people with PhDs wanting to be police officers.
Incredible recruiting class. So congratulations for you and the team for all the hard work. I know that you have connections across the country. You're part of the network of chiefs across the country. You've worked in other cities. How is crime in Memphis different than other cities that you've worked in?
Well, I think we all are struggling with the same issues. I think other chiefs in our conversations, they express, perplexity sometimes about the number of guns that they see on the street and how young offenders are now. And it's different trying to address violent crime when you have a person that's 15 or 16 years old. So I wouldn't say that Memphis is so different. It's just that we have different contributing factors sometimes, but I think the manner in which we're looking at the whole public safety, spectrum from a holistic standpoint, getting to the root causes. If we don't continue to work on root causes, then we're not going to be able to suppress crime the way we want to. And I think around the country, some of the programs, whether it's group violence intervention or whether it's having referrals in the juvenile court system, parental kinds of educational programs and things that other cities are rolling out, we're doing some of that same work, and I think we're going to be very, very successful in it. I really do.
Yeah, thank you all for all the hard work that you and the team are doing. We know that our officers are running into situations that many of us would run away from. And
yes,
so
they are. We're proud of them.
We're very, very proud of them. Is there anything else that you want to share or that you think we need to touch on before we close?
Well, as I said, we're proud of our officers. They come to work every day. They know the challenges that they face, but they are the best in blue. They really are. We have so many officers that, do things outside of the norm, taking care of homeless families, mentoring young people outside of the uniforms. They are just like any other neighbor. And so we're just really proud to know that our officers are standing up to the challenge. Yeah. And committed, to the community. So we're constantly working on how we get better, taking good to great.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for what you do, and thank you for taking this time.
Thank you, Mayor.
To sit down today.
I really appreciate your time.
It.
Thank you.